Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling confused, guilty, or questioning your own memory? There's a chance you've just encountered psychological manipulation. And here's the scary part. Research from the University of Michigan shows that 90% of people have experienced manipulation tactics without even realizing it. Today, I'm exposing the 5 most common psychological tricks manipulators use to control you, and more importantly, exactly how to stop them. If you've ever felt like something was off in a relationship but couldn't put your finger on it, this video might just save you. Psychological manipulation is like a magic trick. It only works when you don't know how it's done. Dr. George Simon, who spent 30 years studying manipulative behavior, found that manipulators rely on the same predictable patterns. They count on your kindness, your self-doubt, and your desire to see the good in people. But here's what changes everything. Once you can spot these tactics, they lose their power over you. So let's pull back the curtain on these dark psychology tricks, starting with the most dangerous one of all. Trick number 1, love bombing. Love bombing is psychological manipulation disguised as romance or friendship. It's when someone overwhelms you with excessive attention, affection, and promises. But here's the catch. It's not genuine. Psychologist Dr. Dale Archer explains that love bombers create an addictive cycle. In the beginning, they shower you with texts, gifts, and declarations of how special and different you are. They might say things like, "I've never felt this way about anyone after knowing you for just days." Here's the psychology. This floods your brain with dopamine and oxytocin, the same chemicals released by addictive drugs. You literally become addicted to their validation. Then, once you're hooked, they suddenly withdraw this attention, leaving you desperate to get that high back. How to spot it? Excessive communication early on, texting constantly, grand gestures that feel disproportionate to how long you've known them. They push for commitment incredibly fast. They claim you're soulmates or use other intense language immediately. Your gut feels like something is too good to be true. How to stop it? The antidote to love bombing is pace. Healthy relationships build gradually. Set boundaries like, "I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I prefer to take things slowly." If they respect this, great. If they push back or make you feel guilty, that's your red flag. Remember, genuine love doesn't need to rush. Trick number 2, gaslighting. Gaslighting might be the cruelest form of manipulation because it attacks your very sense of reality. The term comes from a 1944 film where a husband slowly drives his wife insane by denying things she clearly sees. Dr. Stephanie Sarkis, who wrote the book on gaslighting, explains that manipulators use this technique to make you doubt your memory, perception, and even your sanity. They'll deny things they clearly said, accuse you of being too sensitive, or claim you're remembering things wrong. Here's what's happening in your brain. When someone you trust constantly contradicts your reality, your hippocampus, the brain's memory center, actually starts to malfunction. You begin to rely on the manipulator's version of events instead of your own. Common gaslighting phrases. "That never happened." "You're being dramatic." "You're too sensitive." "You're imagining things." "Everyone else thinks you're wrong, too." How to stop it? Document everything. Keep a journal, save text messages, record conversations if legal. When they deny something, you can check your records. But here's the most important part. Trust yourself. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Psychologist Dr. Robin Stern recommends the mantra, "My feelings are valid and my memory is reliable." Also, get external validation. Talk to trusted friends or a therapist. Gaslighters isolate you partly because other people can confirm your reality and break their spell. Trick number 3, the silent treatment. The silent treatment isn't just childish. It's a form of emotional abuse that psychologists call the most destructive relationship pattern. Dr. Paul Schrodt's research found that the silent treatment triggers the same pain centers in your brain as physical pain. When someone suddenly withdraws all communication and affection, your brain interprets it as a survival threat. Here's the manipulation. They're training you like a lab rat. When you do something they don't like, they punish you with silence. Your anxiety skyrockets, and you'll do anything to make the pain stop. usually by apologizing for things that aren't your fault or giving in to their demands. The psychology is brutal. Humans are wired for connection. The anterior cingulate cortex, which processes physical pain, also processes social rejection. So being ignored literally hurts. How to spot manipulation versus healthy space. Manipulative silence is punitive and comes with hostile body language. They ignore direct questions about what's wrong. It lasts for days or weeks. They enjoy seeing you distressed. It ends only when you give in to their demands. How to stop it? State your boundary clearly. I understand you need space, but the silent treatment is not acceptable. When you're ready to communicate respectfully, I'll be here. Then, and this is crucial, don't chase them. Don't beg. Don't apologize for things you didn't do. If they continue, you have your answer about who they really are. As Dr. John Gottman says, the silent treatment is the death knell of relationships. Trick number 4, triangulation. Triangulation is when a manipulator brings a third person into your relationship dynamic to create jealousy, insecurity, or competition. It's divide and conquer relationship edition. Dr. Stephen Karpman, who identified this pattern, explains that manipulators create a drama triangle. They'll compare you to others, share your private information with third parties, or even create love triangles to keep you off balance. Here's the psychology. Triangulation triggers your primal fear of abandonment and activates competitive instincts. When they say things like, "My ex would never act like this," or "Sarah thinks you're being unreasonable too," they're weaponizing social dynamics against you. Common triangulation tactics. Constantly mentioning how great someone else is. Flirting with others in front of you. Playing friends or family members against each other. Creating competitions for their attention. Using others to deliver their messages. How to stop it. Refuse to play. When they bring up third parties, say, "This is between you and me. Let's focus on our issue." Don't compete, don't compare yourself, and don't engage with the drama. If they share your private information, set a hard boundary. What happens between us stays between us. If you can't respect that, we have a bigger problem. Remember, healthy relationships don't need an audience. Trick number 5, future faking. Future faking is when manipulators make elaborate promises about your future together that they have no intention of keeping. It's selling you a dream to control your present. Dr. Ramani Durvasula calls this the manipulation of hope. They'll talk about marriage, vacations, moving in together, or building a business, always just out of reach. These promises keep you hooked, waiting for a future that never arrives. The psychology is insidious. Our brains are wired to value future rewards. The anticipation of good things releases dopamine just like actually getting them. Manipulators exploit this by keeping you in a constant state of anticipation. Red flags of future faking. Big promises with no concrete plans. The timeline keeps shifting. Next month becomes next year. They get angry when you ask for specifics. Past promises were broken without explanation. The future they describe seems designed to be exactly what you want. How to stop it? Actions over words, always. Create a simple test. That sounds wonderful. What's our first concrete step? If they can't give you specifics or get defensive, you have your answer. Also, set your own timeline. I need to see progress on this by specific date, or I'll need to make other plans. This forces them to either follow through or reveal their true intentions. The protection protocol. Now that you know these tricks, here's your protection protocol. Think of it as psychological self-defense. 1. Trust your gut. Evolution gave you instincts for a reason. If something feels wrong, investigate. Your subconscious picks up on micro-expressions and patterns your conscious mind misses. 2. Set boundaries early. Manipulators test boundaries like raptors testing fences. The earlier you set firm limits, the quicker they'll reveal themselves or move on. 3. Build your support network. Isolation is the manipulator's best friend. Maintain strong connections with friends and family who can offer perspective. 4. Document patterns. Keep a journal of incidents. Seeing patterns written down can break through denial and confusion. 5. Seek professional help. If you recognize these patterns in your relationships, a therapist can help you heal and build healthier connections. These 5 manipulation tactics, love bombing, gaslighting, silent treatment, triangulation, and future faking, are psychological weapons used to control and diminish you. But here's what I want you to remember. Recognizing these tactics isn't about becoming paranoid or closing yourself off. It's about protecting your mental health and building relationships based on genuine respect and care. You deserve relationships that make you feel secure, valued, and heard. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. If this video helped you recognize something in your own life, please share it. You might just help someone else break free from manipulation. And if you're currently dealing with any of these tactics, remember, it's not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. Which of these tactics surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to learn more about similar psychology hacks, subscribe to the channel. Remember, knowledge is power, and you've just armed yourself with some of the most important knowledge there is. Stay strong.